if we want to multiply two fractions together, now in this question we have 2.5 multiplied by 3. First, let's write the number 3 as a fraction. How would you write 3 as a fraction?
3 over 1.
3 over 1, good, because any number divided by 1 is still the number itself. So 3 divided by 1 is still 3. When multiplying fractions, okay, so if we look at this example, so do you know what type of fraction this is called? Have you learned that yet?
A mixed number.
Yeah, it's a mixed number. Now, when we multiply fractions, we want to turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions, okay? So to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, we multiply the whole number, multiply it by the denominator, and then we add the numerator. So 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 over 2 is the same as 2.5, and that one's pretty easy to figure out in your head because 2.5, you know, is 2.5, 2 goes into 5 2.5 times. So they both represent the same thing. So we have 5 over 2 times 3 over 1. All you do when you multiply fractions, very straightforward, is you multiply the numerator, which is the top number, by the numerator. Okay, what's 5 times 3?
15.
And then we multiply the denominator by the denominator. 2 times 1 is 2. So my answer is 15 over 2. This is an improper fraction. Let's put it into lowest terms, okay? How many times does 2 go into 15?
6.
6 times 2 is 12. 7. Good. 7 times 2 is 14. So how many do we have left over?
1.
1. So 15 over 2 is the same as 7.5 or 7.5. Good. Okay, so if I had 1 1/4 times 3 as a second example, I know that this is equivalent to 3 over 1. And once again, we have a mixed number. I want to turn that into an improper fraction. So what would that be as an improper fraction? So 1 times 4
It's 4.
plus 1.
5.
Good. So it would be 5 over 4 times 3 over 1. Simply multiply the numerators. 5 times 3.
50.
And then multiply the denominators. 4 times 1.
4.
Good. And how many times does 4 go into 15?
3.
Good. 4 times 3 is 12. I have how many left over to get to 15?
3.
Good. So 3 3/4, and that's in lowest terms. Or 3.75, is that what you got? Good. Okay, in this example I have two mixed numbers, so we have to convert both of them into improper fractions. So 5 2/5. 5 times 5,
25.
25 plus 2.
27.
Good, so this is 27 over 5 times, again, we need to turn this into an improper fraction. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 3.
19.
Good. 19 over 4. And when you're multiplying fractions, the denominators don't have to be the same because you're multiplying them together. So we can use a calculator for this one. What's 27 multiplied by 19?
513.
513. And we can do the second part, the denominator in our head. 5 times 4?
20.
Good. So we need to turn this into a mixed number. 513 over 20 is the same as 513 divided by 20. So let's figure out how many times does 20 go into 15. 26 times. I meant to say 25 times because 25 times 20 is what? 500, right? So how many do I have left over from 513?
13.
We have 13 left over. Good. And is this in lowest terms? 25 and 13 over 20. Can I divide 13 and 20 by the same number? How do you know?
Because 13 is prime.
Good. 13 is a prime number, and that's something you just learned. So 13 is only divisible by 1 and itself, and we know 13 doesn't go into 20, so this is in lowest terms. So 5 2/5 times 4 3/4 is equal to 25 and 13 over 20. Okay.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.